Hi, welcome. How did you find me? Did you find me through Woot TV or? Because I don't think I've been, what's it called? On the top bar at Justin TV yet. But I haven't seen you talking or chatting in Woot TV, so that was news for me. Yeah, Africa, what the hell's wrong with you? How do you have 1,000 megabits per second and you don't have a webcam? And you volunteered to replace Mike or to step in for Mike when he's got his new job. How in the hell could you have gotten that far? You look like a fool. Everyone was laughing at you. Could you hear it? I was. I have one on my laptop too. I hadn't even remembered that. I wonder, can I switch it in the middle of my broadcast? Settings. Drop down is grayed out, so I cannot show you my webcam that is embedded in my Toshiba Satellite A205. I was watching The Last Comic Standing last night, and one of the comedians said, just for fun, that day he went out and bought or put on his bright blue polo shirt and walked into Best Buy and quit. I thought that was funny. Of course, he is a comic. It's supposed to be funny, but. And then we heard a speaker at work today say that he worked with them about team building and stuff like that, and they have a new policy at Best Buy that is essentially you don't have to show up for work if you don't wanna, because it's all basically outcomes based. So as long as you do your work, as long as you do what you're supposed to do for your job, you can work whatever hours you want or something like that. I'm not sure how that works, and I don't think it will, based on the people that I know who work at Best Buy, at least the ones in Madison, which is a college town, of course. I have a, please hold. I got my old 3Com Home Connect webcam from Christmas 1997 or 8. This thing works fine. Works great. 3Com. I had that happen once too. I don't think it was at Best Buy, but I've definitely had people come up to me and ask questions when I'm shopping for stuff. And the way that I shop is I do a ton of research before I ever go out to the stores. I go online, I go to the library. I get this from my dad. I go to the library and I get consumer reports from the last year and I look up reviews and stuff like that. And so I'm like way over informed, and most of the time when I go into places that run on commission, I know more than the people who are trying to sell me the stuff. So I kind of tell them, just leave me alone until I'm ready to check out. But then people will come up to me and ask questions, and I'll go ahead and answer them. I mean, I won't be a dick about it. If they have a question and I know the answer, I'll talk with them and I'll help them make a decision or whatever. But sometimes when I'm feeling especially snarky, I'll just totally make stuff up if I'm in that situation. Just totally lie. You know, whatever comes to my head, I'll just say that. And it's probably completely irrelevant to their question, or I'm making up words that don't really have anything to do with the technology that they're looking at or whatever, but that's shits and giggles for me. Yeah, I think the Woot crowd, fans of Mike, the FOM crowd, is probably in that whole, we're all kind of like that, where I think we're all, geeky, nerdy, ultra researchy kinds of people. We don't just go out and, which is ironic because Woot is all about impulse buying. So there's a lot of guilt for everyone who's involved with Woot, I think, because when we make purchases, it's kind of like, oh God, I should hurry because this seems like a good deal, and I better get 3, and I can always just sell 2 of them. I'll tell my wife I can always sell 2 of them on eBay, and we'll make money back. This will be a great idea. Cut to 3 days later when you're having a scream out, knockdown fight with your spouse because they were right and you were wrong. But we can't say that. Fernie, we can't say that, just so you're aware. Full disclosure up front. We cannot say those words. I'll say them to you because I'm not married to you. You were right and I was wrong and I'm sorry. There, put that on a highlight and send it to my wife. What'd you have in your bag of crap that brought you money? Because I've got stuff like, I gave to my kids. I opened the box and I just gave it to the kids because it's like light up pens and things with springs on it that break right away. Oh, one of those like, the lightsabers you can buy, the cheap plastic ones where you go like this and it expands out. One of those, but like that big and expanded about that big, with different colors. And my daughter loved it, but of course every time she did that, or every third time she did this, the whole thing would fly off and the battery would come flying out. Hit the dog once. That was fun. No, my wife is not Fernick Furra. And Fernick Furra is not my wife. No, Fernick Furra is no one's wife, I'm going to predict. Is that correct, or are you married and happy and... I've seen those iPod pillows. That's a cool idea. And skull caps? Seriously? Just single color, or were there like decals on them and stuff? That's kind of cool, though. I mean, if I was going by your garage sale, I'd probably buy one of those. What'd you sell them for? 50 cents a piece or something? If you got $1 a piece for those, you're a genius. Don't leave me hanging. That's cool. That's good. There, that's your price for your bag of crap right there. All you got to do is recoup your shipping on the wine bags, and you're good. Oh, you got one of the April Fool's ones, you lucky bastard. I felt so stupid that night, and I was so worked up about it too. Because I got the please thing, like, immediately. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, please, that's interesting that it's underlined. And I gave it no other thought from then, and I was just like, how silly that they would make it $1,000,000, so I guess no one's gonna get one. And then I went on and did my other stuff, and went back and confirmed that like 20 minutes later, still there were 0 sales. So I was like, yeah, okay, no one's gonna get this. It would have been sold out by now if there was a way to get it. And it was like, then I went to bed and I came back up the next morning and saw sold out. And I was just like, no! And I saw that, when it sold out was like, the first sale happened like right when I stopped looking at the forums and stuff. So if I'd just given it another minute, I swear I would have gotten one of those. I have a couple of times been able to successfully nab a bag of crap. And every time I've gotten a bag of crap, I have gotten 3. Woot! Yeah, it's an exercise in futility most of the time. Yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda. I know.